Hello and welcome in everybody to this you're reading a message from your future soulmate. We're going to be exploring different dimensions of the character of the person, of the encounter, of the union. We're going to be doing several energy checks throughout the reading, and as always, remember that our mission here at the Spiritual Society is to help guide you, to help unblock your energy through spiritual practices such as this, and overall is to help you live your most aligned life. And today we're going to be exploring this very important topic of your soulmate, and just to tune in to that person, to that energy of this individual who is out there, and we're going to connect to them from the ethereal realm today. So just allow yourself to be open, curious, and receive the messages, the insights that will come through the readings today in these cards. And I would encourage you to release anything that isn't serving you at this time. Just allow it to drop away, and any restrictions, any constraints, anything, just allow it all to fall to the side and tune into your intuition as we lay these cards out here. And just remember that our mission here at the Spiritual Society is to help guide you to unblock your energy through spiritual practices like tarot readings, so you can live your most aligned life. And so as we tune into these 4 piles here, whatever resonates most with you, just allow your intuition to guide you, whether that's 1, pile 2, 3, or 4. Again, just allow that intuition to guide you now, and we shall begin. Welcome card number 1 for this, you're reading a message from your future soulmate. And we'll begin the reading today with a set of anchoring cards to establish a theme and some of the general energy checks of the relationship, of the connection. All right. But first, just arrive at this place. Okay, just tune into the cards and tune into him, and just allow your energy to guide you as we begin this reading here today. We'll set aside the rune, and we'll use that later to cap the reading, to get another dimension of this particular connection using the Nordic runes. But first, let us just establish the theme, general energy check for the relationship. And we have the world and the Page of Pentacles, and I'll start with the world first. The world generally sort of represents fulfillment and unity. And I think the presence of this card suggests that the connection with your future soulmate is destined to be a significant one. All right. I think, symbolizing the sort of culmination, if you will, of lessons learned in the past, and a start of a new cycle. It indicates a relationship as well that brings a sense of wholeness, and that sense of completion, and an accomplishment, really, I would say. I think it suggests that, therefore, that both of you, both you and your soulmate, you're going to feel a profound sense of completion and unity with each other. I think this connection may be global, potentially, in its scope, or understanding, sort of a rich global sort of influence or awareness, or how you might meet, for example. Perhaps bringing together, also the sense of diverse cultures or philosophies or life experiences in a sort of harmonious and wholesome way. All right. As the sort of a general energy check with the Page of Pentacles here, again, this symbolizes new beginnings, the pursuit of knowledge, and the promise of growth. And I think this card speaks to the energy of discovery, exploration with the connection. I think, it indicates that both of you and your soulmate, I think you'll be eager to learn from each other and from the world around you, for sure. I think the Page of Pentacles suggests a sort of a practical approach as well, very grounded. a way of building the relationship in that sort of grounded way, with a focus on laying down solid foundations for the future. I think it hints at potential for material and educational growth. What else do we see here? Yeah, I think the possibility of new ventures or studies or shared projects, that could sort of contribute to mutual development in that sense. I think together these two cards, the world and the page, really weave a theme of a sort of global understanding, I would say, and a in a practical exploration as well, in a practical sense. I think this connection promises not only emotional and spiritual fulfillment, but also emphasizes the importance of growth and learning, and the pursuit of shared goals, we could say. I think your future soulmate relationship is characterized by a sense of achievement, and the excitement of new beginnings. I think it also suggests that your journey together will be on both, will be, I think, yeah, one of both important life chapters, I would say, milestones, if you will, and the embarking of new adventures, and always with an eye forward, creating a meaningful and stable future. I think overall, yeah, this soulmate connection is marked by a deep sense of unity, and a thrill for discovery. It's grounded in the practicalities of life and enriched by the diverse tapestry of experiences both of you will bring, I think. Um, yeah, it is a relationship that encourages personal and mutual growth, and offering both sort of a worldly vision and worldly wisdom, and the joy of exploring sort of life's possibilities, together, really. So I'd like you to use this general energy check, this general theme, to tune into this pile that you've chosen, and whether or not you resonate with it. And should you not resonate at this stage, I would encourage you to go ahead and choose a different pile. All right, this one's not the one for you, and that's fine. But if it is for you, we're going to now broaden the reading and move over to really sort of, it's almost an energy check, but it's going to be checking your energy, where you're at this time in relation to the union, but also just generally yourself. All right, we'll do an energy check with the 2 more cards for you. So let us look at that now, and the 2 cards we're going to use for that: the 3 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. All right, so I think with the 5 of Wands, what I'm seeing here is a suggestion that you may be experiencing a period of strife, competition, or minor conflicts, possibly with others around you or with yourself, conflicts within yourself. This card represents a time of struggle, where you may feel as though you're fighting, to be heard, or maybe to assert your position in various aspects of your life. This could also indicate a sense of being scattered or maybe overwhelmed, by competing priorities or maybe different opinions. All right, people in your life offering different opinions. I think there is also another side to this card. It does indicate a general sense of challenges, we could say. I think it also speaks to growth, and the sort of the growth that comes from navigating these conflicts. It also suggests that you're learning to stand your ground, and that is a process. Asserting yourself more confidently, and especially and even in the face of opposition and maybe competition, learning to assert yourself, whether that's in a work environment or otherwise. As for the 3 of Pentacles, what I see here is, following the sort of challenges indicated by the 5 of Wands, I think the 3 of Pentacles brings a message of hope in the form of collaboration, mutual support. I think this card also suggests that you are, or you will be soon, finding your footing by working together with others towards a common goals. All right, so it also highlights, I think, your skills, and, the craft of this card, and the sort of contributions, being recognized by others, and that will eventually lead to successful outcomes. It's a real collaborative card where the combination of different crafts and skills and teamwork allows a cathedral to stand, really, as indicated by this. So there is a bit of a juxtaposition in that sense. You know, there's a sense of conflict potentially at work, or maybe there's a spiritual invitation for you to sort of stand your ground and step up and claim your voice in the competitive landscape. But you know, the Three of Pentacles indicating that there is that hope and possibility and potential for you to find that collaborative middle ground, that stable footing of collaboration and teamwork that will lead to success. All right. I think so. As a sort of combined reading for these two cards, I would say it suggests that you're in a dynamic phase of your life, and where challenges and opportunities for growth sort of coexist, I would say. While there may be conflict and a sense of competition, I think, like I said, these are not insurmountable obstacles, but you know, rather I think they're going to be the sort of catalyst for you to assert your abilities and to collaborate effectively. What else? I think this is a period, you know, of teaching in your life, and really a sort of well, less of a teaching, more of a learning sort of phase of your life, and learning to embrace that teamwork, and for a time for your skills to be recognised, I would say also. And so overall sort of energy check here, I think, is one of, you know, your resilience coming through, your potential for constructive collaboration. You know, you're navigating through the current conflicts that you have, but I think you're laying down the groundwork really of future success in these challenges, and you know, learning valuable lessons as we go, and just apply your skill, continue to apply your skill, continue to stand your ground would be the message here. But there's a readiness, I think, from you to grow and really to sort of harness your strengths in sort of collaborative ways. All right. Okay. So what I want to do now is take a deep dive into the soulmate, the soulmate in itself, and sort of gain a little bit of clarity about their character and some details about them. All right. So we'll start with our first card, the Page of Wands and the Emperor. Okay, so we're going to use these two cards initially to explore some questions, and let's start with, who are they? Do you know them, or have you met them already? I'd say that these cards suggest there is a strong, authoritative figure with a sort of youthful, adventurous spirit. I think it's possible you haven't met them yet. You know, as the Page of Wands often signifies new beginnings and explorations. Their energy is that of someone who definitely commands respect, but it's also sort of enthusiastic and open to new experiences kind of energy as well, right? In terms of maybe, you know, how are they as a person, or how are they in a sort of romantic relationship? I think the Emperor is, in this case, in terms of personal and romantic relationships, I think they're likely to be stable, protective, and have a strong sense of duty. I think they value structure and order, but also are committed fiercely to you, loyal to you as well. I think those are some of the qualities there. And with the Page of Wands, I think they bring excitement and a sense of adventure to the relationship, and always eager to explore and experience new things together. And so, yeah, so let us draw another card, a little bit more detail about maybe, you know, what is an aspect of them that maybe they're missing in their life. So the Seven of Swords, this card can indicate feelings of isolation, or being misunderstood. I think they might be missing sort of a genuine connections with, you know, where they can be open and truthful without sort of fear of judgment and betrayal. I think that's what I get from that in terms of, you know, what are they potentially missing in their life. sense of isolation. Yeah. Let's have a look at what do they love about you. All right, what are they going to love about you? What do they love about you at soul level? Some characteristics, you know, both physically and you know, emotionally, and other characteristics of you. What is it that they love about you? Let's have a look. Let's draw another card. Let's get okay. So the Magician. All right. So playing off, I think what I'm getting here is a dynamic here between the Page of Wands and the Magician. I think they would be drawn to your ability to create harmony, and celebration in your life, and they admire your resourcefulness and the ability to manifest your desires. I would say your energy and zest for life itself might be what physically attracts them to you, along with the way you carry yourself with confidence and openness to new opportunities. Okay. What would they say to you if they could? What would they say to you if they could? I think I would say, you know, I wish I could share my true thoughts and feelings with you without fear of being judged and misunderstood. I think that's what they would say, being as that's what they're currently missing. And that would be something that they would desire in the relationship, to not be judged or misunderstood. I would say. How would they describe you? I think that using the Magician here, I would say that they would describe you as someone capable, dynamic, powerful in your own right. I think they see you as someone who knows what they want, and isn't afraid to go after it, using your skills and resourcefulness. We mentioned skills here, so he acknowledges that. Yeah, I think you use your skills effectively, and that is something that how they would describe you. Yeah, I think, what words of affirmation would they say to you right now? I think the Emperor would say that you have the strength and wisdom to achieve what you set your mind to. I believe in your abilities, and your vision for the future would be something that I think they would say to you at this time. Their higher self, you know, their higher self seeing you right now, what would they say? Bring in another card for that. And I think the Four of Wands suggests that what they might say would be something like, together we can build a future filled with joy, stability, and celebration. I see a harmonious life with you, where we support and uplift each other now. Yeah, I think the sort of the general energy is a relatively complex one, I would say, with a blend of authority, adventure, maybe a touch of caution, and secrecy. I think they seem to be a person of depth, seeking a genuine connection, sorry. Yeah, and valuing both the sort of the stability and the spontaneity. I think that juxtaposition is very strong energetically. I think in a relationship, they offer a sense of loyalty, excitement, and the promise to build a meaningful future together. Though they may currently struggle with vulnerability, I would say, based on past events. I think their admiration for you spans both your inner qualities and your approach to life, seeing you as a powerful, dynamic individual. I think they long genuinely to connect with you and sort of share a harmonious, fulfilling life. Really, I think that's the general state of where they're at right now. And so we'll take a look now. We'll bring in another dimension over here, where we shall explore the energy of the union itself. All right, so this sort of third element of the third emergent property that comes out of a good, healthy union is the relationship, and what might be some of the features and the dynamics of that with the both of you. And we'll explore that now. Okay, so let's explore that union together now with the first question what are they? What's going to happen next? Let's have a look at that. What's the next thing that's going to happen in the relationship or in this connection? Okay, so the Six of Swords. This card indicates a transition or a movement towards calmer waters, I would say. The next step in the relationship is probably likely to involve maybe moving away from past difficulties or challenges towards a more stable and a peaceful understanding. I think this movement signifies growth and the resolution of past issues, I would say, suggesting a sort of joint effort to find common ground and a clearer path forward. So a sense of like both of you had your struggles and it's moving away from those together, I would say. In terms of time, when do they plan to sort of take this next step? Let's draw another one. Okay, so the Page of Swords, again, this sort of indicates a transition, but I think this card often associated with new ideas, and indicated by the sword, a sense of curiosity and the sort of courage really to face the truth. I think the timing of this next step might coincide with a moment of clarity or discovery, where maybe one or both of you are ready to sort of communicate more openly and address some underlying issues. Could be related to what we've discovered here earlier, with that sense of like fear of being judged. So the swords correlating to that maybe. And I think the Page of Swords suggests that this could happen sooner rather than later, as there's a sort of eagerness to cut through uncertainty and sort of forge a path forward. All right. So in terms of why would they be taking this next step? What is it that's sort of encouraging them to do that? The Lovers. This card, it represents deep connection, sort of meaningful choices, and a sort of an alignment on core values, I would say. The decision to move forward and address the challenges is motivated, should I say, by a desire to strengthen the bond, I would say, and to ensure that the relationship reflects both individuals' true selves as well as the shared values, right? So there's a real raw, authentic union sort of characterized by this card, where both sort of hands are open, exposing yourselves to each other in a way that it feels vulnerable but meaningful and deep and connected and genuine, and sharing both those unions will create the foundations of a really strong bond. I think the Lovers indicates that this next step is about choosing the relationship cautiously and with full awareness of what it entails, but ultimately driven by love and the desire for a genuine, harmonious connection. Right. Do you? Let's explore. See if you have a past life together. So the Two of Swords. This card represents indecision and blocked emotions, but it might suggest that if there was a past life connection, it was characterized by unresolved issues or choices that were left sort of unmade potentially. The presence of this card is in the context of like a past life, query that we have here. It indicates that past conflicts or decisions could be influencing the current dynamics, perhaps creating a sense of stagnation or the need for resolution in this lifetime, I would say. Should this not be resonating at this time, or some of the nuances and details, then that's fine. Just go ahead and leave it for someone else that may resonate, as this is a group reading, okay? But if it is, we'll continue. Let's ask the question then, what happened and how does that affect this lifetime? Let's sort of explore that, effect of the past connection or possible past connection and how that is affecting this relationship. Now draw another card for that. And so the Knight of Cups. Okay, so in the past life context here, the Knight of Cups can suggest that the relationship was one of deep emotions and romantic sort of idealism, potentially ending prematurely or left unresolved due to sort of external circumstances, or the sort of inability to fully commit to the path together. It's like a sense of being something unresolved, premature ending, something like that. In this lifetime, I think the influence of the Knight of Cups carries over as a sort of deep, soulful longing, and sort of like an emotional depth that both partners feel. All right, so you almost can't put words to it in that sense, and I think it's sort of driving them for you to seek themes of resolution, understanding, fulfillment, that may have been sort of denied in the past. And I think that could be, again, related to this unfulfillment that we had here as an underlying energetic. I think that's speaking to that as well, and where it may be coming from potentially. And so I think the connection between you and your future soulmate is on a path of significant transition and healing. I think it's moving from a place, of past challenges and conflicts towards a future marked by clarity, open communication, and a sort of deeper emotional bond. The next step in your relationship is motivated by a desire for stability, again, mutual understanding, I would say, and the sense of alignment on core values. That's going to be pretty important for you, for both of you, to sort of establish those core underlying values, and overall suggesting that this, if you do that, it's a sort of a readiness also to address and move beyond past difficulties, I would say. So the potential past life connection here is marked by, like I said, those unresolved choices and deep emotion, but it is a deep emotional bond, and that adds a sort of layer, a deep layer of complexity in your dynamic, I would say, and this is influencing your desire for resolution and to sort of a more profound connection in this lifetime. So some unresolved stuff that needs to be worked through. And so the general energy of the union, I would say overall, is growth, discovery, and the pursuit for harmonious, fulfilling relationship built on mutual respect, love, and the willingness to navigate life's transitions together. I think that's the general themes, I would say, of that union. Okay, so what I'd love to do now then is lay a set of 3 cards, okay, here. And with these 3 cards, we're just going to draw down some advice. And we're going to be moving towards your higher self, your angels, your guides, and what sort of message and guidance they will have for you in the context of this connection, all right? But first, let us just look at some general advice that we could sort of draw down in relation to the context of the reading today. And so let's start with, what do you need to know about the connection? What do you need to know about the connection? And first of all, what stands out for me is the star. And, this symbolizes hope, healing, and the sort of serene clarity that sort of follows a period of turmoil after the sort of storm has passed, really. In the context of this connection, I think you need to know that it holds significant healing potential for both parties, and in particular when related to that sort of potential of the past life and the unresolved sort of energies that we explored there. I think the star also reassures you that this relationship is guided by a higher purpose, encouraging you to maintain faith in the universe's timing and the path it has laid out for you, and that sort of sense of resting back in the arms of the universe. All right, so it's a wonderful feeling if you can have the courage to sort of trustful into that. It is there and it will catch you. There's always a cosmic timing to things and a guidance. And I think this is a reminder of the importance of being open to receive the blessings and the growth that experience offers. All right. Um, I wonder if there's anything that's potentially blocking this connection at this time. And for me, that would be the Nine of Swords. And, it represents, this card represents worry, anxiety, and being sort of overwhelmed by negative thoughts or fears. The primary blockage to this connection may stem from within, sort of namely the sort of the overthinking, as indicated by the swords, or maybe letting your fears and insecurities sort of dominate your perspective. The Nine of Swords suggests also that these sort of mental challenges, they could be preventing you, or preventing the actual relationship from progressing or manifesting altogether, and it may just be on hold, maybe blocking it in that sense. I think it's absolutely crucial to address these anxieties, and sort of maybe do that perhaps through some self-reflection, communication to others, whoever that may be, somebody you trust, and seeking some external support with those anxieties, I think would be highly recommended here. And it's just generally to sort of help you clear away, for those sort of healthier dynamics to come in. All right, so there's a potential blockage there coming in from the mental space that I would address. And once that is done, once the work has been done, I think, how do you bring that connection in? How do you manifest that connection into reality? How do you attract it? I think the King of Cups here embodies emotional maturity, understanding, and the mastery of one's own feelings. And just to make a distinction here from feelings and emotions, emotions are pure raw energy: fear, anger, jealousy. Okay, these are raw core energies. Emotions are merely energy in motion. All right. Feelings refer to when our perception, our physicality, our body picks up the effects of these energies and the vibrations that they emit. When we feel that, we have a feeling, and we interpret those feelings. And so, just to make that distinction, really, so to manifest this connection in, I think the King of Cups advises you to lead with, I would say, empathy, some emotional intelligence, which is a process in itself to become emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent. First, we must become emotionally literate, such as understanding the difference between emotions and feelings. But it's also encouraging you to open your heart, trust. Okay, cultivate a deep understanding of your own emotions, and those of your future soulmate. Demonstrating compassion, maintaining emotional stability, and communicating your feelings clearly will help, I think, to create a welcoming environment for this connection to flourish. So it's suggesting some work to be done, really, I would say. What else? I think additionally, embodying the qualities of the King of Cups here, which is, patience, kindness, and sort of a non-judgmental attitude, especially in the context of his fear of being judged. I think that's super important. Holding that non-judgmental, open, curious, empathic place, but you can only really sort of get to that place, I think, once the work has been done. And I think if you do that, that will attract the partnership that sort of mirrors these attributes, and that is how you're going to magnetize that relationship into union, I would say. And I think so. Generally, that sort of cards reveal a need for sort of hope, healing, and emotional preparedness. I think is the main theme here. Needed in order to nurture the relationship. I think overall you're encouraged to keep faith in the positive outcomes, promised by the star, while addressing those anxieties and fears, as we mentioned. Embrace the emotional wisdom of the King of Cups. Okay, this will guide you, and it'll help you manifest and deepening the bond with the relationship. And I think the relationship just generally invites you to explore your inner depth, and offers a chance for that mutual growth that we mentioned, for that healing to happen for both of you. And out of that, is the potential for the realization of shared dreams, provided that both of you are willing to navigate your fears and to communicate with, heart-centered clarity, and let that guide you. All right. So let us now turn to exploring what your angels want to say to you. I'm going to draw 2 more cards specifically. What is their message? In fact, we're going to draw 1 card. 1 card, what is the message of your guides, of your angels, and what they want to get across to you in 1 succinct card. And so the 1 message that your guides, your higher self, your angels want to communicate to you at this time. Okay, so the 8 of Swords, this acknowledgement of this self-doubt, confusion. I'd say that there is sort of a sense of perceived entrapment. All right. So what I mean, this card, it depicts a situation of bondage or restriction. But I think importantly, these constraints are often self-imposed. Okay. So it's pointing out that mental capacity again. Your guides here, they want you to know that you may feel trapped or limited by your current circumstances or mindset, particular mindset. But these barriers, they're not as insurmountable as they seem. All right, the sense of entrapment may stem from your fears and doubts, okay, or a lack of seeing the whole picture. All right, so I think there's a general sort of message here that your guides are saying is to sort of reevaluate your situation from a new angle, take different perspectives in. Don't be so tunnel visioned. Don't do what you've always done, kind of thing, right? And therefore, there's going to be a way out of this feeling of stuckness. But I think it requires you to sort of challenge your existing beliefs about what is possible. I would say, and they're just reminding you that the power to sort of free yourself from lies within your own perception, and a willingness to see beyond your current limitations. Okay. I think the message is a call to tap into your inner resilience, to tap into your strength, which you have. I think your guides are again encouraging you to seek clarity about your situation and to, trust your ability to navigate through it. All right, they've got your back. Often the 8 of Swords suggests that the solution lies in addressing internal conflicts and fears. Right, so it's always pointing at that internal thing. I'd say lastly that this card, it may be prompting you to reach out for support. Again, that external support, as mentioned before, the feeling of being sort of blindfolded and bound, as often is depicted by the 8 of Swords. It indicates that external perspectives could provide the insight you need to see clearly. All right, so don't be shy about seeking help, whether it's through just a conversation with a trusted friend, seeking professional advice, or engaging with your own spiritual practices, whatever resonates with you. Just know that the angels are telling you that help is available. All right. Okay, great. So what I'd love to do now is bring in the Rune card, and this will cap your reading for today. But before we do that, if this has resonated with you, if you found this youthful, maybe you found it youthful, I hope so. But if you found this useful, please go ahead and drop a star in the comments for me. This lets us know that this has been impactful, useful for you, and resonating, and enables us to make sure that we continue to deliver high value readings such as this. All right, so let us now explore the rune. So the rune is the rune Rido, and Rido it represents journey, motion, and the right path. Okay, it provides a powerful and fitting conclusion, really, to the insights we've explored here today. Rido is about, as I said, that sort of movement, both physically and spiritually, and I think it speaks to the rhythm of the universe as well, and your place in it, and a reminder from the star that the universe has your back. So we're going to deep dive a little bit more into this and sort of see how the wisdom applies to the messages received from your future soulmate, and the challenges and the sort of the general advice that I think we can draw from this. And so if we break it down a little bit, the aspects of journey, so a journey or movement or progress, I think it suggests that in this connection, and your life in general, really, I would say, you're on a journey that is both sort of necessary and purposeful. And I think it's a reminder that life is a series of cycles and phases, and the current moment is just one part of the larger picture. And take comfort in that, okay? There is an unfolding path. And I think that the journey you're on with your future soulmate is meant to teach, transform, it's meant to guide both of you towards your higher selves. All right, so it's a really powerful phase of the journey, and there are stages to it, of course. I think, you know, change as a theme as well woven into this, you know, it's telling you to sort of embrace the changes that are coming. All right, if there's any sort of mental resistance that needs to be addressed, that's the blockage, remember. But embrace the changes that are coming. Recognize, you know, that movement, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, but a sense of movement. Remember, emotions, energy in motion, okay, as we mentioned earlier. You know, it's essential. It's essential for growth. Movement is natural. The universe is constantly expanding. Expand with it. You know, Rido here encourages you to be open to the shifts in your relationships and your personal life. You know, and just understanding that these are sort of steps along your journey. Change is not only inevitable, I would say, but also it's beneficial. It's guiding you closer to where you need to be. It's natural. And another big element and a theme is what we spoke about in the star. And I think there's a sort of alignment with the universe. You know, this rune really does emphasize the importance of aligning your actions with, you know, well, your actions and your decisions. So that sort of alignment there, aligning them with the natural flow of the universe. And we have to be sort of sensitive to sort of tune into that, really. And I think this suggests that the connection with your future soulmate is part of sort of this sort of divine plan, if you will. And by trusting in the journey and staying true to your path, I think you will find harmony and fulfillment. And I think Brido here is advising mindfulness of the choices you make, I would say, ensuring that they contribute positively to your journey and bring you into greater alignment with your soul's purpose, I would say. And so it's also, again, the theme of guidance that comes through with this rune, suggesting that, you know, both the internal intuition and the external signs are important navigational tools in your journey, and that, you know, be open to receive these signs. It's in the subtle realm, okay, but these are things that are all around you already, indications, synchronicities. All right, pay attention to them, and you know, they're there to guide you, and yeah, they're there to guide you, support you, and sort of trust that more subtle realm, okay. And so really, just in summary to all of that, I would say that this rune really beautifully encapsulates the theme of your reading here, you know, highlighting the journey that you're on with your future soulmate as a sort of meaningful part of your spiritual and personal development. And it encourages you, you know, to sort of embrace the journey with openness, and aligning with the natural rhythms of life, and paying attention to the guides that come your way in whatever form they do. Trust in the movement and progression of your connection, and all the connections in your life. Trust their natural cycles and phases. Some come to an end, some grow, some remain. And just, you know, each step of the way, each challenge, each moment of joy is leading you closer to the fulfillment, the purpose you seek together. All right, as a general message. And that there will conclude your reading. And once again, I hope you found this valuable. And as always, much love, and we'll see you on the next one. Welcome in card number 2 for this, your reading. Message from your future soulmate, what they want to communicate to you at this time. What are some of the dynamics of that relationship? And we'll begin first just setting aside the rune. We will use that as our capping card, as we usually do. And just for now, just arrive here, connect to this person, connect to their energy, and be prepared to receive the messages that want to come through the cards today. And remember that should you not resonate with this, we'll do a general energy check in a moment with the cards to get a sort of sense of a theme. If you don't resonate with that, then go ahead and choose a different pile. This isn't the one for you, and you can go from there. All right. So let us now begin. We're just going to start with 2 cards, as I said, to get a general sense of where we are in the reading today. Okay, so we first have the 3 of Swords and Justice, and I think with Justice, this suggests a focus or a current focus on maybe achieving balance, I would say, as indicated by the scales here, seeking fairness, possibly dealing with maybe some legal matters or decisions that require a clear sense of right and wrong. In the context of receiving this reading, it may indicate that you're in a phase of life where accountability, truth, and justice are paramount, I would say. You might be seeking resolution or closure in certain areas of your life, aiming to restore that sort of sense of harmony and balance, all right? I think there's also, justice here also speaks to the sort of karmic balance and the law of cause and effect. This suggests that you might be experiencing the consequences of past actions. Maybe you're learning important life lessons at this stage that contribute to your sort of spiritual growth and understanding in general. I think with the 3 of Swords, this card often signifies emotional pain, disappointment, or the feelings of betrayal. I think its presence here suggests that you might be going through a period of heartache or emotional turmoil. It could be affecting your sense of openness to receiving messages about love and future connections, and maybe some sort of resistance there. All right. While the 3 of Swords also highlights, this time for emotional challenges, I think it also offers the opportunity for deep healing as well. It's like both sides of the same coin in a way. And sort of acknowledging and working through these sorrows, I think can lead to profound personal growth and a clear understanding of what you truly desire in a relationship. So again, that's the general sort of theme that we're receiving and moving with today. So if that doesn't resonate, please go ahead and choose a different pile and see how you get on with that there. Okay, but if you do, we'll continue now. And yeah, let's move into the sort of the next phase here. And a general, what I want to do is have a general energy check for you where you're at right now. All right, that's the sort of, some of those elements will be woven into that. All right. Okay, just so before we draw that, just to clarify that this is a general sort of energy check of where you're at right now, some of the experiences that you're having, and what we'll do now is a general check and a theme for the connection itself, all right, and some of the characteristics and whatnot around that, all right. So we'll draw 2 cards, Ace of Pentacles and 10 of Swords, and in terms of, all right, just start with, what sort of words of affirmation would they be saying to you right now, right? What would sort of these encouraging words, what would they be? And I think the Ace of Pentacles would suggest that they would say something like, you have the power to create abundance and stability in your life. That's what they want you to hear. To believe in your ability to start anew. Grounded in the knowledge that you are capable of building a prosperous future, I would say. Trust in the seed you're planting now would also come through to me. This fertile garden imagery, they're going to grow into something beautiful. All right, so plus trust those seeds that you're planting now. If they're, the soulmate, if their higher self was, if your higher self was seeing you right now, what would they say to you? What would be a message of your higher self? I would say that the 10 of Swords would say something along the lines of, it's okay to acknowledge when something has come to its natural end, all right, and as indicated by the culmination of the 10 here, release the weight of what no longer serves you, and know that in doing so you may make room for healing and new beginnings. All right, you're stronger than you realize, and every ending is a step towards discovering your true path. All right, so just just being okay with the end of cycles as part of the natural rhythm of life, as it were. Your soulmate themselves, what is something that they love about you in terms of like your characteristics? Reading from this, I would say that the Ace of Pentacles, they would admire your practicality and determination, and the sort of fresh perspective that you bring to life's challenges. And I think your ability to see potential for growth and renewal, even in difficult circumstances. I think that's something that they deeply respect and love about you. With the Ten of Swords, we could say that they're often drawn to your resilience of after what you've endured. They have a deep respect for that, and your sort of courage to face harsh truths with grace. I think your strength is in overcoming betrayal, as indicated here, or maybe disappointment. Also, I think it highlights your depth of character. And your capacity for forgiveness and healing. I think that's something that the characteristics that they really love about you. In terms of what do they love about you physically, with these two combined, physically, they might be attracted to how you carry yourself with dignity and strength, I would say, regardless of the sort of burdens that you bear, despite them. I think your physical presence may communicate stability and a reassuring sense of peace that they find incredibly attractive. Whether it's the way you move with purpose, or the energy you exude when facing life's ups and downs, I think there's a sort of sense of magnetism in your resilience, and sort of a practical approach to life. They find that incredibly attractive, and so really, to sort of summarize a little bit, I think the connection between you and your future soulmate, as framed by the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, I think it suggests a powerful sort of juxtaposition of new beginnings. I think new beginnings and the sort of necessary endings. I think that's something that is like the undertone of the relationship. The affirmations and messages from your higher self reflect a deeper appreciation for your resilience, practicality, and the ability to navigate life's transitions with grace, I would say. I think that your soulmate, they love your strength, they love your fresh start mentality, and the sort of physical embodiment of dignity and stability that you represent. This connection promises, I think, growth, a sense of renewal, and the understanding that every ending that paves the way for a new beginning is deeply rooted in mutual respect, admiration for each other's journey is something that's represented here today with that. All right, so that there is our general theme, our anchoring, if you will, for the rest of the reading. All right. Okay, so let us now turn to them. Let us deep dive into them, their character, and the sort of connection, the relationship, and the maybe elements of past lives, etc., that we may have. And so we'll start the reading with who are they? Who are they? And maybe do you know them or have you met them already? Let's start with that, shall we? And so we have the Hermit and the Four of Swords. Okay. So I think these cards suggest someone introspective, for sure. I think they value solitude, for self-reflection, healing. They may be in a phase of life where they're withdrawing to focus on personal growth, or maybe recover from their own past experiences. I think if you haven't met them yet, I think these qualities indicate that when you do, it might be during or after a period of significant personal transformation for them. And so bear in mind the sort of theme on that. In terms of characteristics, how they are as a person, how are they romantically in relationships, I want to draw two more actually on that to see what we can get. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups. So Ace of Wands, Page of Cups. Vibrant, and passionate. These are some of the characteristics, what they're like as a person. I think they have a sort of deep emotional and intuitive side to them. This corresponds with this introspective aspect potentially. I think they bring creativity and warmth to the interactions. I think in romantic relationships, they are both loving and expressive, eager to explore new beginnings and share sort of heartfelt emotions. They definitely possess a youthful enthusiasm and a sort of sincere desire for emotional connection and growth. In terms of what are they missing in their life right now, we can get some clues, I think, from the hermit. I think it suggests sort of a longing for a meaningful connection or guidance. I think while they value solitude, I think they may feel isolated in their journey right now, missing sort of a partner who understands them on a soul deep level. Now let's turn it a little bit towards yourself. See what do they love about you. Let's get another draw there. And Two of Cups. Okay. So they love the sense of mutual understanding, the emotional bond and the sort of harmony they foresee with you. And I think your ability to connect deeply and authentically resonates with them, offering the partnership they've been sort of seeking, really. And like I said, that sort of sense of healing, introspection it can feel quite isolating and lonely. And I think that you may share a sort of enthusiasm for that emotional, deep connection and healing that is there. What would they say to you if they could right now? What would they say to you if they could? I think again the Page of Cups. Sorry, the Page of Cups. I think they would say something along the lines of, you inspire me to open my heart and embrace the possibilities of love. I think your presence in my life feels like a beautiful new chapter waiting to be written. I think that would be a sort of general message from them there. How would they describe you? I think the Ace of Wands is probably how they would choose it. I think as someone who's like vibrant, inspiring, and full of life. They see you as a sort of catalyst for positive change and adventure, and they sort of admire your energy and your passion. What words of affirmation would they say to you right now? What would they encourage you with? I think the Four of Swords, which you haven't tapped into yet, actually. I think they would say, take time for yourself, heal, find peace. It's a really peaceful, serene card. And just know that you're strong. It's okay to rest and recharge and take that time for yourself. And I think they would also say that your well-being is important to them, which is very, very supportive, very encouraging. And so if their higher self was seeing you right now, what would they want to say? If your higher self, okay, so this is your higher self. If they wanted to say something to you, what would they say? And I think it's again, I'm drawn to the Two of Cups because I think it's I would say that that you're mirrors for each other. Okay, this is the sort of message I would say, that you're mirrors for each other, reflecting love, understanding, and the potential, for profound emotional fulfillment, and that your connection is destined to be deeply transformative and healing. That's I think some of the themes there. What else do we have here? Okay, so let's ask, what do they love about you? What do they love about you? So what are the characteristics that they love about you? I'm drawn to the Page of Cups. I think it's your emotional depth, intuition, and openness to express and explore feelings. I think they're drawn to your genuine, compassionate nature and your ability to sort of dream and inspire. What do they love about you physically? I think physically it's probably the passionate aspect of the Ace of Wands here. I think it's likely also your vitality, the way you carry yourself with confidence and dynamic energy. They find your zest for life and the ability to ignite change incredibly attractive. Not just in terms of like physical appearance, but in the aura and the energy you radiate, I would say. And so I think their sort of general energy here and sense of them and how they feel about you, I think, reveals a soul in a phase of introspection and healing, ready to sort of embark on new adventures and open their heart to deep, meaningful connections. I think they see you in the sort of the reflection of their desires and aspirations. So a partner, with whom they can share a journey of emotional growth, creativity, mutual understanding. I think this connection promises to be one of significant personal and joint evolution, I would say. Definitely marked by that shared enthusiasm for exploring the depths of love and life together, deep and rich. Okay. What we shall explore now is the union, the connection, the relationship itself, all right? And we'll open up that exploration with, what's going to happen next, all right? What's going to happen next? And so the Chariot, okay. Well, the Chariot signifies many things, but it signifies, I'd say, determination, control, and I think a moving forward with sort of purpose. The next phase of this connection, likely involves a significant push towards achieving common goals or overcoming obstacles together. I think it suggests a period of concerted effort and focus, where both parties are sort of driven to steer the relationship towards a desired outcome, I would say. In terms of like, when does this next step happen? When do they plan on taking this next step, or when it might happen? The King of Wands. So the King of Wands is known for his sort of dynamic energy and initiative. This card suggests that the next step is planned, I would say, sooner rather than later, motivated by a vision for the future and a desire to act decisively, we could say. I think the King of Wands also influence here implies. I think that this move is driven by passion, as indicated by the wand, and a clear sense of direction. All right, so there's a lot of clarity, and a passionate sort of move. And so why might this next sort of step, this next thing, be happening? All right, so if we explore that with the next card, is the Empress. And so, okay, so well, the Empress represents nurturing, growth, and abundance, I would say. The motivation, I think, behind the next step is likely rooted in a desire to foster a deep connection, as we sort of explored here, that sort of pang, if you will, and I think, also to sort of enhance mutual well-being, and create an environment where both partners can flourish. There's a deep desire to make that happen, I think. I think the Empress's influence here also indicates that this is a step, or this next step is about building something lasting and meaningful, but it's grounded in love, sort of comfort, as we can see there, and overall stability, I would say. In terms of, let's explore a little bit about the relationship at a karmic level, whether there's a past life. Let's explore that. Let's see if there's a past life that we can tap into. Okay. So this card often speaks to resilience, the Nine of Wands, and persistence, and sort of the need to guard against past difficulties. I think in the context of a past life, it might suggest that the connection was tested by challenges, or that there was a need to defend their bond against external pressures, something like that. I think the presence of the Nine of Wands also indicates that, yeah, any past life experiences have instilled a sense of determination, protectiveness in this lifetimes, in this connection here, I would say. Yeah. If it's also, if we could explore a little bit about what happened, maybe that will help. And what happened, but also, as we just sort of discovered a little bit there, maybe it's affecting the relationship now. Okay, so so the King of Pentacles. If I was to read them with these as a pair, I think that together these cards, they suggest that in a past life the relationship may have faced sort of material or security challenges. I would say. I think it required a certain sense of sort of perseverance and resilience to overcome that. In this lifetime, I think these past experiences can manifest as a shared determination to sort of create a stable and secure foundation for the relationship. These are like really underlying energetics that can be woven through the relationship, and your relationship and his relationship to money, etc., have the sort of DNA influence, if you like, of the past. And so, these are going to be some of the energetics at play. I think there's an inherent understanding of the value of hard work and reliability, and the importance of nurturing the bond through both like prosperous and challenging times, right? So it's an indication of some of the dynamics that are going to be in the union based on past experiences. I think in general, the theme of the union, I think it's definitely characterized by dynamic sort of progress and a shared commitment to nurturing the relationship's growth and stability. I think the next steps are driven by a combination of passion, purpose, and a desire for abundance and well-being in the relationship. I think the past life connection, as I said, marked by that sort of resilience in the face of challenges, and I think it's imbued this relationship, this connection, with a deep sense of commitment and protectiveness. And I think together you're going to be motivated to overcome obstacles and build a future, leveraging the sort of lessons of the past and the strength of your bond to achieve shared goals and create nurturing, prosperous life together. All right, so a very resilient theme in the union as we explored there. What we're going to do now is we're going to draw 3 cards, okay, and these 3 cards, they're going to give us advice. All right, this is like what do you need to hear in connection, in relation to the relationship. All right, what sort of advice is going to be delivered here. All right, and so we'll draw 3 cards for this section. We're just going to ask some questions. For example, what do you need to know about this connection? What do you need to know about this connection? I think the Hierophant here represents tradition, spiritual wisdom, and a sense and guidance, I would say. I think you need to know that this connection might be deeply rooted in traditional values, or it may require a structured approach to understand the sort of the depth of it fully. Okay, I think it suggests that there could be lessons to learn from established belief systems, and the sort of the guidance from a mentor or through spiritual or religious practices, I think could provide valuable insights. All right, so it's a sort of a higher wisdom and structure around the relationship that's going to serve it well. It might also be encouraging you to sort of explore your own beliefs about relationships, about commitment, and what it means to be in a partnership. Okay, maybe consider some of the sort of sacrifices that have to be made as a natural sort of law, if you like, of of a healthy union. There are always sacrifices to be made, and so long as we're aware of them, I think that a structure, sort of belief structure around the relationship, is going to serve that union really well. All right, so that's one aspect of that. It's worth knowing about the connection. Okay, is there anything that's blocking this connection from happening at this time? I think if I was to use the High Priestess here, it symbolizes intuition, hidden knowledge, and the sort of subconscious mind. This is what I always refer to in Jungian terms. The High Priestess for me represents that sort of collective unconscious, where many of the shared archetypes of humanity can be found, and in particular our own subconscious. And so, there's a potential blockage. Could be the failure to sort of heed your own inner knowing, inner guidance, or to recognize the significance of your intuitive feelings about this connection. All right. And so I think the High Priestess urges you to sort of look beyond the surface and explore what lies beneath. There may be sort of unacknowledged emotions or maybe insights that are essential to understanding and nurturing this bond. So the blockage could also stem from secrets or undisclosed feelings. That's kind of what I'm getting there, and I think they need to be sort of addressed for the connection to progress. All right, so it can be a little bit intangible. It's a little bit subconscious. Again, it's in the shadow realm. All right, so be patient with that process, but I think it's going to be one that will bear many fruits. In terms of how do you bring this union into reality, how do you manifest it, how do you make the connection happen, I think the Three of Wands here encourages sort of looking ahead and planning for the future with optimism. And to manifest this connection, I think it's important to set clear intentions about what you want to achieve, and I think to remain open to new opportunities and possibilities. The Three of Wands also suggests that you should start to taking steps towards your desired outcomes, capture it, articulate it, journal about it, because those desired outcomes potentially become the sort of expectations of any relationship. And when we have expectations that are not shared, articulated, or communicated, those expectations become almost building blocks of future resentments, shall we say. So it's always advisable, just in general relationship sort of advice and terms, that if we do have expectations, which are totally natural and expected, expectations of how we want to be treated, expectations of how we want to live, the standard of living, etc., etc. If those are left in the subconscious or not expressed or kept to oneself, then they will become the building blocks of resentments in the future. So, articulate them, those desired outcomes that you want to have. Even if it's not clear yet, that you use your intuition to guide you to articulate them, to lay them out. Okay. I think it's about embracing the unknown as well with confidence and sort of being ready to expand your horizons, as we see here. Consider how your actions today are laying the groundwork for the future you wish to sort of create, all right, with this person. And it's almost like, the change we want to sort of inhabit or attract, we can inhabit that now, be the change you want to see in the world, right? And you'll begin to gravitate effects and results into your life if you're being the change, right? So it's an action sort of based philosophy, if you will. And the other thing I think this card also implies is that patience with foresight is, I think, necessary, as the manifestation of this connection may involve timing that is beyond your sort of immediate control. Okay, so patience. And so generally, the message, the advice coming through here is that this connection is marked by a need to honor both traditions and values and the sort of deep intuitive insights that guide you within you. Understanding and uncovering the blockages may require you to sort of delve deep into your subconscious and to trust your intuition more fully. I think to manifest this relationship in, set clear intentions, plan for the future, be open to exploring new directions together. You know, guidance may come from traditional structures or spiritual practices, but ultimately it's your inner wisdom that's you know, and your sort of readiness, if you will, to embrace the future possibilities that will ultimately bring this connection into fruition. All right. What we'd love to do now is we're going to bring in your higher self or your guides or your angels to deliver a succinct message with one card. We'll draw that now. Okay. So I just want you to take a nice deep breath as I get this card ready, and just be open to receive the intuition, the messages, the guidance for you here today from your angels. And the card is the Magician. Okay, so right away, the sort of big themes that are emerging from this card as a message from your guides is, you know, we've got manifestation and resourcefulness. I think we've got sort of action, sort of an active participation in this. You know, it's not just going to come without you taking action. I think there's an alignment emerging out of this, alignment with your higher self, okay, and your sort of higher will. And I think it's telling you to sort of generally trust in your abilities as a magician to be able to create the alchemical process of holding those visions and then bringing them into the material realm with true action and intentionality. All right, so if we sort of unpack it a little bit more, the sort of manifestation and resourcefulness aspect, I think the magician, you know, it signifies having sort of all of the tools and the resources you at your disposal already to sort of manifest your desires into reality. And I think your guides want you to know that, you know, you possess the sort of creativity, the willpower, um, and the ability needed to bring about the changes or the outcomes you wish for this connection. It's a reminder of your sort of inherent potential to shape your life and the relationships through intention, focus, and action. Right? It's a very empowering message. I think this card is, you know, when we talk about active sort of participation and action, this card is a call to take that active role in your spiritual and emotional journey. I think it suggests that the power to create and influence your path is in your hands, essentially. Your guides are sort of encouraging you to use your skills and, you know, the skills that we've seen mentioned a couple of times. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's just your skills, your abilities, you know, to steer the sort of the course of this connection in a direction that aligns with your higher good. And so that brings us into that sort of element of the alignment with your higher will. The magician speaks to the importance of aligning your actions with your higher self and the universe. A sort of sense of congruence. It's about ensuring that, you know, what you seek to manifest is for the greatest benefit of all involved, including your future soulmate. I think the presence of the magician here in this message is, you know, from your guides and your angels, whichever you resonate with the most. I think it reinforces the idea that when you act in harmony with your true self, not your shadow self, not your afraid inner child, not the manager, the critical aspect, or not the firefighter, the one that just wants to pull the plug or whatever. No, the higher self, the sort of the queen energy that is there, the overseer, the overwatcher, the all-knowing, if you will, possession of that sort of intuition and wisdom. Okay, when you act in harmony with all that, then you're just going to bring forth this sort of tremendous growth and fulfillment. You know, trust in your abilities. You do have these abilities. We all do, if we do the work and we access this higher knowing. All right. And this card is a sort of powerful affirmation of your capabilities. Your guides want you to trust in yourself and in the magic of the universe. Believe in your ability to attract and nurture the soulmate connection you desire. Okay, using, you know, not only your talents and resources, but also your intuitional and sort of spiritual insight. Okay, so as a summary, the magician from your guides or your angels here is a potent reminder of your capacity to influence your own destiny and the course of your relationships. Um, you're equipped with all the tools necessary right now to manifest the connection you seek. Okay, and it's encouraging you to take decisive action while staying aligned with your highest intentions. Trust in your power, believe in the magic within and around you, and take confident steps towards manifesting your desires. Your guides are supporting you right here, right now, urging you to embrace your creative potential and to remember that you are the creator of your reality. Everything that's in your reality is because it's created by you. All right. So that's the powerful message. And what I would love to do now is conclude and cap the reading with the rune card. And so the rune Ansuz, okay, Ansuz. And again, like the divine message from your angels, there's themes that emerge immediately out of this rune, such as divine communication, um, revelation and insight. The power of honesty is woven into this, and spiritual connection. All right, and so we dive a little deeper into that. Divine communication. Anzus, okay, it suggests that clear, honest communication will be absolutely crucial in this connection. All right, I think it emphasizes the importance of expressing your truth. Say what you mean what you say. It's important for us to do the work to find our truth, of course, but once you do, bring that forward. It encourages you to sort of engage in active listening to understand the deeper messages being shared between you and your future soulmate. I think this rune advises you also to pay attention to the words you use. Be intentional about the words you use. All right, be impeccable with your word, and because ultimately words shape our reality. All right, whether those are internal words that we're talking to ourselves, affirming, or whatever it may be, words shape our reality. All right. So this also speaks of revelation and insight. And the presence of Anzus here in this reading indicates that insights and revelations may soon come to light. All right, so sort of prophetic sort of message there. I think it's really helping to sort of clarify the path forward in your relationship. So be open to receiving guidance and wisdom, whether that's through direct communication, intuition, dreams, or just synchronicities. The subtle realm is at play here. All right. Yeah. So these messages, they're likely to be significant. They offer sort of deeper understanding and perspectives in terms of the relationship. So be open to them. I think I just want to emphasize when it comes to like communication, but more specifically the sort of the power of honesty. Honesty is like a sword. It's sharp, it's direct, it's clean cutting, but sometimes it can hurt. So, but people also respect a sword and respect honesty. So, this rune underscores that sort of the value of being honest with yourself first. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the relationship to yourself. So, be honest with yourself, and then eventually expand that out to your future soulmate. It's a reminder that truthfulness fosters trust and deeper connections, and it'll pave the way for a more authentic and ultimately fulfilling relationship. All right. Lastly, spiritual guidance. Okay, spiritual guidance, and Anzus also points to the spiritual dimension, but it's a spiritual dimension within the connection, within this relationship, suggesting that there may be a higher purpose or a lesson to be learned through the relationship. It encourages you to really explore, I would say, the spiritual dimension held within the union. All right, maybe it's through shared values, beliefs, or maybe it's through practices that sort of deepen the sense of unity and understanding in the relationship. All right, but definitely the high priestess's presence here, the hierophant, the structure, the structural belief philosophies with that as a process, as a spiritual process, is going to be serving the relationship as a whole. Okay, and so to sum up, really, I think Anzus beautifully sort of complements the messages and the advice received through through the reading today. I think it highlights the importance of communication, honesty, and spiritual connection in nurturing your relationship with your future soulmate. And by embracing this sort of divine guidance of this rune, I think you're encouraged to listen deeply and seek your truth. All right, seek your truth with love, and stay open to the insights and the revelations that are going to guide you along your shared journey. Trust in the power of your words is something that I want you to really take away from today. Words are so important. The magician knows that, but the higher self knows that, and this will really help you to sort of deepen the connection and reveal the path forward, with these intentional words. Just know that the universe supports you in manifesting a loving and soulful bond as a general way to end this reading. And if you've found this reading insightful, if this has resonated with you, please go ahead and drop a sword into the comments, the sword of truth, and that'll let us know that this is resonating and really useful for you, and enabling us to continue to deliver more readings like this. But until next time, as always, much love and take care. Hello and welcome in card number 3 to this, your reading, a message from your future soulmate. We're going to be diving into the rune card at the end of the reading. We'll come back and refer to this card as the capping card for the reading, okay? But for now, just arrive here, take a nice deep breath and tune in. Tune into your intuition, tune in, be open, be curious, and just begin to connect to his energy at this time. We're going to be exploring the reading in a variety of different ways, in different dimensions and different perspectives. And we're going to start with trying to see if we can gain a bit of clarity around the theme, central theme, major ideas, patterns, etc., in connection to the soulmate themselves. All right. So we're going to start with putting 2 cards down, and hopefully we'll be able to gain a little bit of, as I said, that theme. All right. So those cards are the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so as a general energy check here, I think the Wheel of Fortune, it symbolizes it's a very strong archetypal card, but it symbolizes generally cycles and fate, destiny, and some significant changes, including that the energy surrounding your connection is dynamic and subject to shifts that are both unexpected and, as I said, sort of destined. The Wheel of Fortune suggests that this relationship is part of the sort of natural ebb and flow of your life's journey, marked by sort of moments of serendipity, a sort of karmic lessons as well woven into that, and it encourages sort of embracing change with optimism, knowing that each turn of the wheel brings you closer to your higher path, right? A predestined sort of path. This energy also implies that timing is key, right? So your soulmate may enter your life when you least expect it, but certainly most needed, shall we say, and opportunities that relationship may bring you. All right, so that's the Wheel of Fortune. As a sort of general theme, we can look at the Ten of Pentacles now. And I think this card represents abundance, long-term success, family legacy, and the sort of culmination of efforts leading to lasting stability and security. The theme of your connection, however, with your future soulmate is deeply rooted in the creation and the sharing of wealth. Not just material wealth, by the way, but also emotional and spiritual. Okay, there's many ways to be wealthy. It suggests a relationship that builds towards a future where both of you enjoy the fruits of your joint efforts, sort of embodying a sense of completeness, and fulfillment in every aspect of life. The connection might also emphasize the importance of family, whether it's starting your own or blending two families together, with a strong sense of belonging and support. As I continue to sort of read this phase of the reading, the anchoring phase, as it were, should it not resonate with you, then please go ahead and choose from one of the other piles, as this may not be for you. All right, but let us continue now, and I think together these two cards, I think they paint a picture of a connection that is both secure and also subject to the whims of fate. I think it promises a relationship that has the potential to offer profound stability and fulfillment, grounded in shared values and goals, particularly around family and long-term prosperity. At the same time, I think the Wheel of Fortune's influence suggests that this will evolve through various phases, propelled by sort of forces beyond your immediate control. I would say, inviting both partners to trust in the journey and remain adaptable to those changes. I think this soulmate connection beckons you to sort of build lasting legacy together, and it's weaving through sort of inevitable changes with faith and resilience. And I think it's a partnership that promises growth and abundance, and a sort of deepening of bonds through life cycles and cyclical sort of nature of life, encouraging an open sort of heart, really, a courageous heart in many ways, and a readiness for the unexpected paths that love may take. I reckon that's probably a good enough assessment and a deep dive into some of the sort of archetypal themes there for you. All right. Okay, what we're going to explore next is a general energy check for yourself. Where you currently are, what are some of the sort of dynamics at play, and we have the Four of Cups and the Moon. Okay. So I'd like to start with the Moon. I think there is this sort of emotional uncertainty, and sort of intuition is what stands out for me with this card. And I think the card suggests that you may be currently navigated through a phase of confusion or uncertainty, especially in matters of the heart. I would say the moon's presence indicates that emotions and feelings are not entirely clear at this moment. This possibly may be causing some doubts or fears to surface. However, I think the card also emphasizes the importance of trusting one's intuition to find clarity. It's a reminder that while things may sort of seem murky, I think there is an inner guidance that holds the key to sort of understanding the deeper truths of your current situation. So it's a call to trust that deeply, really. There's also, as indicated with the moon, this archetypal card, it's an invitation to go into the unconscious realm, where sort of beasts can lurk a little bit, really, and it's a little bit of a murky waters, and can induce a little bit of fear. But I think the moon's influence here is urging you to and encouraging you to sort of delve into that subconscious mind, maybe addressing any sort of unresolved emotions or fears that may be affecting your openness to love and new connections. Yeah, it's a call to confront these shadow aspects from an emotional perspective, to gain that sort of emotional clarity that I think you want. And so it's a call to do the work, deep dive into the shadow work. I think that will serve you. With the Four of Cups, there's sort of like a discontent about this, right? There's not unsatisfied, and sort of the Four of Cups, it signifies a period of sort of discontentment. I think is the best way to describe it. A feeling of being emotionally unfulfilled, possibly even overlooking potential opportunities, as we can see here, because of it, and even opportunities for happiness that are just right there in front of you at this time. I think it suggests a focus on what's missing rather than sort of appreciating what's present. which might be causing a sense of stagnation, being stuck, I would say. I think this card also offers the possibility of renewal, really, by shifting focus and shifting your attention. Um, it's a sort of a nudge, let's say, to reconsider what's been offered, implying that a change in perspective could reveal a new pathway to emotional fulfillment. I think the Four of Cups, is it advises being sort of open to unexpected sources of joy, connection. Suggesting that what you're truly, what you're truly desiring may come in a form of something that you may not have yet considered, right? So that's what it's beckoning you to consider, that perspective shift, and you may be surprised at what sort of insights you may gain from that, and what opportunities or what paths may lay ahead as a consequence. So, as a combined sort of read with these two cards, I think it reveals a sort of a current state of introspection, emotional uncertainty, and perhaps a feeling of being stuck or disconnected from potential sources of happiness. This energy check, that we're doing here suggests that you're in a reflective phase, right? And you're sort of processing your emotions and possibly hesitated to embrace new opportunities due to past disappointments or some unresolved feelings. And yeah, so as we move forward in the reading, I would just use some sort of top tips, if you will, for the rest of this reading is to be to trust your intuition. I'll encourage you to sort of lean into your intuitive feelings as we're reading, and use them throughout, and but also beyond today's reading, use them to guide you through sort of uncertain times, and maybe some unexplored unconscious material, as we can see in the moon here. Embrace new perspectives as well. Be open first and foremost to receiving those insights, new perspectives, new options, and yeah, it's a journey of healing. It's a journey of emotional exploration. The sort of presence of these cards is suggesting that sort of a need for an emotional healing to happen. Engaging in practices or activities that sort of foster this self-understanding, self-awareness, and addresses these sort of subconscious fears can be particularly beneficial, and is very beneficial. So that's a general theme of where you're at the moment. Again, should you not resonate, please go ahead, and love you to choose another pile. But if you do, then let's continue. Okay, what are we going to do now is explore a little bit about your soulmate, some features of them, where they're at right now, maybe who they are, some sort of characteristics that they might find are magnetizing them to you, etc. Right? So let's just explore those characteristics now. We'll start with who are they? Do you know them, or have you met them already? Those kind of questions. And the first card we have is the Six of Cups. And I think this card often signifies nostalgia and sort of revisiting connections from the past. So suggesting that a soulmate with whom you share history, or a deep karmic bond. Whether or not you've met in this lifetime, there's a familiarity and a comfort in their presence that feels like home. I think that's what we can gain from there. Let's explore some of their sort of characteristics as a person, and how are they in a romantic relationship. And we have Temperance. So I'm going to draw one more. Okay, so Temperance and the Queen of Swords. So they're balanced as a characteristic, patient, harmonious. I think they bring in a sort of calming energy to every situation. In a romantic relationship, they seek equilibrium, deep connection. I think they value moderation and the blending of sort of diverse elements to create something beautiful and enduring. For the Queen of Swords, I see intelligent, articulate, clear-sighted. I think they approach life with honesty, as emblematic of the sword, and a fan of direct communication. In love, they value clarity as well. There's elements of independence there and mental sort of stimulation, offering insightful perspectives, and they value truth and they value truth and openness. So those are some of the characteristics. Uh, Wonder what they're missing in their life right now. If they could articulate that here. Okay, so 6 of Wands. So despite the success associated with this card, in the sort of recognition, I think they may have, they may have succeeded that sort of, they may have achieved that success and recognition, but despite that, I think they might feel a sort of lack of genuine support or acknowledgement or a connection from those around them. I think there's a desire for that deeper validation and to share their victories with someone who truly understands and celebrates them. I think they're feeling a little bit isolated up there on the horse, is what I'm getting there. So they're missing a little bit of recognition. Okay, let's switch it towards what do they think about you, or what do they love about you? And the next card, 6 of Pentacles. They love your generosity, your kindness, and the balanced way you engage with the world. I think that appeals greatly to them. I think they admire how you offer support and maintain fairness in your dealings. And I think you're sort of reflecting a shared value of theirs, of reciprocity and care, at least one that I think they would want to see. So yeah, I get that from the 6 of Pentacles. If they could say something to you now, if they could communicate something to you now, what would it be? I think the Queen of Swords would be the card I would choose for communication. And I think they'd want to say something like, let's communicate openly and honestly, share our truths, and build connection based on mutual respect and understanding. And I think he has some sort of like fascination for your mind and your intellect on that side of things. So I think that's probably what he would like to say at this time. How would they describe you? Let's see if we can. I think Temperance would be how they would want to describe you in the sense as someone who brings harmony and balance to their life. I think they see you as a soulmate who complements their energy, I'd say, and offering him a sense of peace and a sense of completeness. Yeah. What words of affirmation would they say to you right now? So what would they, really would like you to hear in way of an affirmation? I think that nostalgia card here, the 6 of Cups, stands out for me. I think he wants to let you know that you feel like home to him, and that your connection sort of transcends time and space, and he cherishes the sort of pure and comforting love that exists between you. I think that's the message there. If their higher self was seeing you right now, their higher self, what would they want to say? I think the 6 of Wands stands out, and I think they would want to say something like, I see you, because this is what he's longing for in a way. I see and acknowledge your achievements and the light within you. I think together we can share in life's sort of victories and support each other through its challenges. So I see you. I think that's the overarching message there. What do they love about you? What characteristics do they love about you? And I think those two there that we've kind of touched on already, with Temperance and the Queen of Swords, are two. This combination I think is something that they love. You know, your ability to remain calm and balanced while also being intellectually sharp and communicative. Your wisdom and the way you sort of articulate your thoughts are, I think, deeply attractive to them. Um, yeah. Uh, what do they love about you? What do they love about you physically? And I think Six of Pentacles. You know, while the card is more focused on sort of obviously the sort of act of giving and fairness, physically, I think they might be drawn to your gestures of kindness and the sort of tangible ways you express care and affection. I think it's the warmth in your eyes when you smile, sort of the comfort of your embrace, and the assurance of your touch. I think that they find quite irresistible. So yeah, I think generally their energy here is marked by a mix of calm balance and uh, intellectual clarity and a sense of nostalgia and victory. This soulmate appreciates not only the emotional and spiritual connection you share, but also the intellectual and physical aspects of your relationship. I think they view you as a source of harmony and understanding, valuing your generosity, wisdom, and the comforting sense of familiarity that you bring into their life. Okay, so that's a sort of general check on them. And what we're going to move on to now is the sort of check of the energy of the union, the relationship itself. Okay, so I'd like to open this aspect of the reading with the question, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next in the connection? Okay, so the Knight of Wands. I think this suggests a phase of kind of like dynamic action, passionate sort of pursuit. I think the next step in the relationship might involve embracing new adventures or taking bold actions to further the connection. It could also indicate a move, travel, or any kind of activity that brings excitement and growth to the partnership. All right, so I think that's kind of a potential for what might be happening next. In terms of like when do they sort of plan this next step or this next action happening? Let's draw another card. See what we got. Okay, another knight, a knight of pentacles, and so unlike the knight of wands, rapid movement. The knight of pentacles is sort of methodical, deliberate, indicating that while the desire for progress is strong, I think the actual steps will be taken with careful planning and consideration. I think this suggests a sort of timeline that is thoughtful and grounded, ensuring that the actions taken are sustainable for the long-term health of the relationship. So it's driven by passion, but I think he's being very sensible and grounded and careful with his next step. And so, in terms of why would this next step be the way it is and how it is, then why is that happening? We have the Ten of Cups, and I think the motivation behind their action is to sort of achieve emotional fulfillment and a sense of complete happiness with the relationship. I think the Ten of Cups symbolizes the desire for harmonious and joyous family life, as we can see here, indicating that the next steps are taken with the goal of deepening the love and connection shared. I think that he's sort of aspiring towards a future that both sort of it's an ideal essentially, right? He has a vision of an ideal that he's wanting to pursue. So does your connection, does it have a past life? I'd like to know that. If it has a past life connection. Five of Swords. So I think the Five of Swords, I'll just get another draw. Okay, so five of Swords with Strength. Okay. So I think the combination of these cards, it could suggest that in a past life, the relationship may have encountered conflict or situations where one had to sort of assert themselves possibly at the expense of sort of like harmony and cohesion. The Five of Swords indicates challenges that might have led to separation or unresolved tensions. Um, yeah, and so in terms of like what happened, I think this card offers a powerful message of overcoming past adversities, because what happened in the potential past life could still have energetic echoes in this life, and so there's, I think, an encouraging message from strength here that overcoming past adversities through that inner strength, patience, compassion associated with this card. I think the presence of strength alongside the Five of Swords suggests that I think the lessons learned from the past life have equipped both individuals with a greater sort of resilience and a deeper understanding of the importance of courage and love in overcoming obstacles, I would say. In this lifetime, these experiences sort of manifest as a stronger bond, I would say, rather than a sort of negative. Um, with both of you really possessing the sort of emotional maturity that comes with having experiences like this in a past life, and you're able to sort of face challenges more head on and fostering a supportive and understanding relationship. So those are some of the dynamics. And just generally, really, I think the energy surrounding this union is characterized by a sort of blend of passion and careful planning, I would say, and a sort of commitment to achieve a deeply fulfilling relationship. I think that's on both parties. The next steps motivated by a desire for emotional sort of completeness, joy, and as we saw with the Ten of Cups, and yeah, I think past life experiences potentially marked by conflict have sort of imbued a connection with resilience and a profound understanding of the power of love and strength in overcoming challenges, I would say. Um, yeah, this relationship is definitely on a journey towards achieving the sort of blissful harmony depicted with the Ten of Cups, with both of you really sort of equipped to navigate the path ahead, and with courage and understanding and a shared vision for happiness. All right, so good energy check there on the union. We're going to just explore now maybe some of the advice in the context of the narrative that we've seen here that's been woven. Maybe there's some sort of wisdom and advice that we can draw from, and I'm going to pull 3 cards for this. Okay. All right. So we have the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. So immediately, what is some of the advice, or what is it asking you to sort of pay attention to? What do you need to know about the connection? I think the High Priestess, this card, I think, calls you to sort of trust your intuition and to sort of acknowledge the unseen, the sort of deeper truths of your relationship, sort of the unconscious realm, if you will. And the High Priestess symbolizes, the need to listen to your inner voice, and to recognize that some aspects of this connection may not yet be fully revealed. So just trust that intuitive guidance. It's essential to appreciate the sort of mystery and be comfortable with patience, allowing the things to sort of unfold in their own time, really. The presence of the High Priestess indicates a spiritual or a sort of karmic dimension to the connection. Again, emphasizing the importance of emotional and intuitive understanding to help guide you through that. Is there something that's blocking the connection at the moment? Well, I think the Four of Swords indicates a need for rest here, reflection, perhaps a sort of pause in action. A potential blockage to the connection could be the result of burnout, for example, or stress or overthinking. This could be leading to sort of a temporary standstill, as it were. I think this card therefore advises to, take a step back to gain clarity and peace of mind. The blockage might also stem from not taking the necessary time to heal from the past wounds, potentially, or to sort of maybe just take time to contemplate deeply about what you truly want from the relationship. Okay, so strong bit of advice there. Don't just rush headlong into it. Um, okay, so how can we bring the connection into reality, into manifest reality? How can we magnetize them and manifest them into your reality? I think the King of Pentacles here, this card, represents stability, reliability, and sort of the culmination of hard work, leading to success. And so to manifest this connection, I think focusing on building a solid foundation for yourself first is crucial, for me. That's what I receive in there. Um, uh, you know, yeah, I think the King of Pentacles suggests really embodying the qualities of responsibility is a big one, practicality and generosity. Work towards your goals with determination and patience, and create an environment of security and comfort around you. I think in doing so, you'll naturally attract a partner who values and resonates with these qualities. And so, the manifestation process here involves practical steps, I would say, towards personal growth and stability first. And therefore, sort of making you ready for a relationship that is both rewarding and sustainable for the long term, I would say. So yeah, as a general sort of advice there, I think it's some pretty strong points. Understanding this connection, I think, requires definitely tuning into your intuition and being open to the spiritual sort of unseen aspects, okay, of the relationship. I think to sort of address the blockages, you may have to take some time to rest, be with introspection to help sort of heal and gain clarity. And I think to manifest and bring this soulmate into connection calls for you to focus on personal growth, stability, responsibility, and embodying the sort of qualities that align with the type of partnership that you desire. I would say trust the process as well. Always trust the process, and know that by nurturing your own well-being and creating the stable foundations, I think you're setting the stage for a profound and potentially lasting connection to be magnetized into your life. Okay. What I'd love to do now is just bring in a single card from the Angel Oracle deck, and that this to be received as a message from your angels, okay, and what it is that they want you to hear at this time. And it is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so immediately there's some themes that pop out of this card as a message from your angels, and there's seeking deeper meaning is one message or one theme. Letting go in order to move forward. I would say trusting the journey as well. I see there, and so seeking the deeper meaning. I would say that this card, often symbolizes sort of like a pivotal moment where the sort of current path or the current situation no longer serves you or your highest good, and it's prompting you to be courageous in your next decisions, and to seek more meaningful experiences. I think your guides are encouraging you at this moment to look beyond the superficial or the sort of immediately gratifying, all right, urging you to sort of venture into the unknown a little bit in search of that, what really truly fulfills you, spiritually, emotionally, especially emotionally, I would say. I think it's a call to sort of evaluate what you've been holding on to that might be sort of preventing you from reaching your true potential or happiness. I think the Eight of Cups also advises that letting go of certain aspects of your life, whether they're relationships, beliefs, situations that no longer align with your growth. It can be painful to let go of those things, but I think there's a message here, an encouraging message to do so. Um, it can be the thing that's necessary in order to step forward. Really, really finding what you genuinely need, as it were, um, through that act. And I think your guides want you to know that it's okay to sort of walk away from something that isn't contributing to your growth. Humans are in this sort of natural state of expansion. Um, Generally, that's our natural baseline, aligned with the expansion of the universe. And so, whenever we get stuck, whenever we experience constriction, it feels it feels essentially bad in one way of, one way of describing it, but essentially negative. And so, because it goes against the natural sort of expansiveness of life. Okay, so there's a sense of trust in the journey here. Okay, embarking on this journey does require sort of trust in yourself and the universe. Your guides are here, reminding you that sometimes the quest for more authentic life entails periods of, sometimes solitude or introspection, as we mentioned earlier. And they're just here reassuring you that this path, though it may be a little bit challenging, I think leads eventually to profound self-discovery and the realization of your sort of innermost desires and needs. Okay, so yeah, I think is the message generally from your guides here. I think, through this Eight of Cups, it's a powerful reminder. I think that growth often requires, leaving behind what no longer serves you, to pursue greater fulfillment and purpose. And I think they're definitely encouraging you to embrace change, trust in your journey, seek out the experiences and the connections that resonate with your deepest truths as well. Um, yeah, and I think it's a call to bravely explore beyond your current horizons. Um, you know, Guided by self belief. It's that relationship to yourself again that's so important, and trust the process. I know that's a sort of cliche term that is often put out there, but it's important to understand the depth of that sentence, because there is a process and they do have your back, and to sort of trust fall into that and be open to the sort of transformation that awaits from being in trust with that is beautiful. It's a wonderful experience, and fulfillment is one of the outcomes of that. All right, so trust the process. Okay, so what I'd love to do now is bring in the rune, and we're going to cap the reading today with this rune, this Nordic rune, to bring in that dimension of that wisdom oracle, and see what it has to say for us in the context of the relationship. Okay, so this is the rune Ingwaz. Ingwaz. Okay, and this rune, it represents potential and fertility also, and completion. I think it's going to offer sort of this rich layer of meaning to the insights we've explored today. And so potential and new beginnings, right? So it signifies also sort of a time for gestation, right? Sort of internal development, as we saw with the Four of Swords suggested there as advice. It's where your energy is sort of being gathered for a new phase or project. All right, so it's like we would call this in the military, in my military days, a pregnant pause, gestation. Okay. So in the context of your relationship and personal growth, this rune, suggests that you're in a period of preparing for a significant new beginning, I would say, and just as the seeds need time to sort of germinate in the darkness before breaking through the soil, I think your endeavors and the evolution of this connection are sort of gathering strength before manifesting into reality. Okay. It also signifies, as I said, sort of a completion or a transition, end of a cycle. I think this rune, it symbolizes that, yeah, it's a sort of end of a cycle, really, and it indicates that you're nearing that end of the phase in your life now, or in your end of a relationship, and are sort of ready to move on to the next. It assures you also that the sort of transition will be a natural progression, okay, leading to renewal and growth. I think it's a reminder that sort of every ending is also a beginning, right? It's that cyclical nature, and the conclusion of a current situation will open the door for new opportunities. Okay, so the association with fertility is it's an interesting one. It suggests that your efforts, the seeds you planted, whether that's personal development, career, or relationships, I think they're ripe with potential for growth right now. And it encourages sort of nurturing your aspirations, taking care of your well-being, in order to facilitate the growth to come. So the energy you invest now in preparing and planning, I think, is soon going to bear fruit. So take this time to pause, reflect, plan, create the vision, and I think you'll stand a good chance of accomplishing what you set out to do. Really. So yeah, wrapping up the reading. Emphasizes a period of potential sort of internal development and preparation for what's to come, and you're sort of being encouraged to embrace this time of potential, and sort of knowing that you're laying the groundwork for significant growth, fulfillment in your life, and connections in general. And it sort of reassures you, I would say, that the sort of natural cycles of completion and new beginnings are at play here, and it's guiding you towards the fruition of your deepest desires and the unfolding of your relationships with your future soulmate in this context. And so again, trust the process. Okay, nurture your inner landscape, and prepare for the emergence of new life and opportunities that align with your true self. All right, and so if you have found this useful, then we would love you to drop an emoji into the comments. And I think I'm going to choose the moon. Yes, let's choose the moon. Drop a moon into the comments, please, to let us know that this has resonated with you and you found this useful. And as always, much love. Thank you for being here, and see you soon. Hello, and welcoming card number 4 to this. You're reading a message from your future soulmate. What are they wanting to communicate to you? What are they saying? What are their characteristics? And some of the sort of dynamics that are woven into this connection, this potential connection. We're going to be exploring that all today. But for now, just arrive here, tune in to your intuition, allow it to guide you, be open to receive the information. And we'll begin with laying a series of anchoring cards, trying to sort of establish the nature of the connection, trying to get a picture really of some of the themes that are going to be woven and potentially woven through the relationship. Okay, so we're going to be exploring that first, but we will put aside the rune card. We will come back to that towards the end of the reading, as we usually do, to gain some insights from the Nordic traditions that will help us to sort of cap the reading for today. Before I begin, just know that as I lay the anchoring cards, the theme cards, should you not resonate with what is being discovered and explored and expressed, then please go ahead and choose another pile that just happens that this may not be the pile for you. All right, so let us begin, and we're going to look first at the sort of themes of the connection themselves. All right, to sort of see if we can get some archetypal sort of patterns. Okay, and so the first card is the 8 of Wands, and so all right, so starting with this, really, it represents swift action, right? There's this sort of rapid communication as well, and the sort of flow of energy moving towards a conclusion or some sort of manifestation coming in quite fast. Sort of the theme of your connection with your future soulmate here, I think, is marked by momentum and progress. It suggests that once this relationship begins to sort of reaches a new phase, events are likely to probably unfold quite quickly. All right, and so this card sort of encourages, I would say, to be ready. Right, be ready for that sort of rapid developments and open, clear communication that'll come with it. I think it signifies a connection that thrives on sort of dynamic qualities, perhaps with significant changes, advancements, sort of happening in very short periods, I would say. As a general energy check with this card, with this relationship, we have the King of Swords. Okay, so this is clarity of thought, intellectual power. It's authority and communication. All right, so that's probably why the sort of rapid communication is being experienced here. I would say the energy surrounding the connection, therefore, is sort of characterized by strong foundation of honesty, directness, and perhaps a sort of significant focus on truth and justice, we could say. The King of Swords suggests also that your future soulmate values clear communication, intellectual stimulation, indicating sort of a relationship where discussions, shared ideas, and mutual respect for each other's mental space, I think, play a vital role in the relationship. I think it also implies that decisions within the connection are made, rationally, with a focus on fairness and integrity, I would say. Um, so yeah, I think together these two cards, um, I think they paint a picture of connection that rapidly evolves based on clear and direct communication and a sort of mutual understanding of truth. Um, this relationship may come into your life or progress to a new level, probably more quickly than you anticipated. I think it's going to be driven by that sort of shared clarity that you can both arrive to very quickly, about both what you want and how you want to achieve it. Uh, and so your future soulmate is likely someone who prizes, like I said, that sort of intellectual engagement, straightforwardness, suggesting that this honest, open dialogue will be key to navigating the fast pace at which this connection appears to it's going to develop. All right, and so I think it beckons you to stay open to swift changes, encouraging an agile, open-minded sort of approach to love and communication, and sort of the emphasis on intellect and clarity from the King of Swords, combined with the sort of dynamic energy of the Eight of Wands, suggests a partnership that not only embraces progress and sort of transformation, but also values sort of deep, thoughtful exchanges. I would say as a cornerstone of the bond, right? So that's a real theme there that we've captured. Again, if should it not resonate, please go ahead and choose a different pile. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is get a general energy check of where you are at this time, all right? And we'll just tune into some of the dynamics there. So first, Six of Swords. So general sort of energy check where you're at. And I think this card suggests that you may currently be in a phase of moving away from turbulent or challenging times towards a more stable and peaceful state, as suggested by this card, I would say. It does indicate sort of like a journey of healing and recovery, possibly suggesting that you have recently made significant changes in your life, or maybe your mindset, and that's sort of leading you towards calmer waters. Okay, so the Six of Sword emphasizes the importance of a transitional period, highlighting it's a necessary path towards healing and just improvements overall, really. Um, I think additionally that this card can signify a quest for clarity. The swords indicating that, and I think a desire for understanding. Um, I think it implies also that you're moving towards a clearer understanding of your desires and needs, and especially in the context of relationships. Let's draw another card, and so we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is symbolic for emotional balance, and you know it sort of represents mastery over one's emotions. um, there's emotional intelligence, and there's emotional alchemy as the next potential level from there. And I think suggesting that you've reached a level of emotional stability and maturity that allows you to navigate your feelings with wisdom and compassion. The King of Cups, indicates that a balanced approach really to dealing with emotional matters, reflecting sort of an ability to remain calm and collected in the emotionally charged situations. Um, I think the presence of this card also suggests a deep intuitive understanding of yourself and others around you. Um, I think it signifies as well, you as an individual who values emotional connection and has the capacity to offer support and empathy. The qualities that are going to be crucial for forming any meaningful relationship, right? So, I think together these two cards in combination, they reveal sort of an overall energy of moving forward from past struggles towards a phase of emotional stability. I think that's strongly what's coming through there, a sense of clarity coming from that. I think you're in the process, as I said, of healing and finding sort of peace, equipped with the emotional intelligence and maturity of, you know, to sort of handle what comes next. Really, I think this state of transition, guided by a profound understanding of your emotions and those of others, I think positions you well to receive the messages from your future soulmate connection in this reading at this time, I would say. Okay, so we're now going to move over to the connection, the soulmate, and sort of articulate and see what we can find out a little bit about where they're at, what they're thinking, what are some of the blockages. Okay, we'll explore that next. Okay, so let us start with the question of who are they, and do they, do you know them? Have you met already? Okay, so if we start with who are they, we have, okay, so the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is, this card indicates someone with a dynamic, adventurous spirit, suggesting that if you haven't met yet, I think they're likely to enter your life in an unexpected and sort of vibrant way. The energetic presence is sort of hard to miss, really, of this person. And I think with this theme of the Eight of Wands, they're going to make themselves known. There's going to be no subtlety about it. I think it's going to be quite a sort of passionate encounter, let's say, in one way or another. So in terms of the characteristics, how are they as a person? How are they in sort of romantic relationships? So the Knight of Wands, despite this sort of passionate encounter at the beginning, I think in life, they are sort of dependable, methodical, and committed, valuing that sort of stability as represented here by this noble, stable horse, shall we say. They value hard work, and they're grounded in that as well. I think in romance they bring the same sort of level of dedication, offering a steady and reliable partnership, I would say. And they're someone who plans for the future, should I say, and they stand by their word as well. It's that element of that clear communication that we explored earlier. Draw another card there, and the Ace of Cups. This shows their capacity for deep, overflowing love and emotional openness as well. So quite a complete person, really. They're willing to offer their heart fully and embrace the joys of that mutually fulfilling emotional connection. All right, so that's very positive. What are they missing right now? What are they missing right now? Okay, so the Devil. So this suggests that they might be feeling trapped at this time, or sort of limited in some aspects of their life, possibly material concerns, maybe some unhealthy habits, or maybe some obsessive thought patterns could be sort of possessing him at the moment. I think they seek liberation from these constraints, to sort of be able to express and enjoy their true selves. So that could be a potential thing that they're missing right now. This is an element of them and their personality. What do they love about you? What do they love about you? Okay, so the Nine of Cups. I think they admire your ability to achieve emotional fulfillment, this sort of sense of contentment, and to spread happiness. I think your sense of, I think that sense of contentment and the joy that you find in life's sort of pleasures resonates deeply with them. That juxtaposition to where they may be feeling right now, where there's a lack of that, is an attracting factor. And I think that's you're mirroring the sort of that desire for sort of satisfaction and happiness that they may not necessarily be experiencing at this time. If they could say something to you at this time, what would they say? Probably because of this element of what they're missing, I think they probably say something along the lines of, let's break free from whatever holds us back and find a sort of true happiness in each other's company. Together we can overcome the chains of past mistakes and fears. And I think that's going to be quite a forceful kind of message in a way. This Eight of Wands keeps resonating for me as the sort of speed and directness of their communication. But whenever we communicate anything, we come in from the experience of our own lives, and so he may be wanting to really break free of the chains of the past, or whatever may be sort of keeping him
restricted in some way, right? Um, okay, so how would they? Let's ask another question here to this. How would they describe you? How would they describe you? I think Ace of Cups stands out for me. It's like a wellspring of love and emotional generosity, abundance. I think they see you as someone who brings light and love into their life. It's kind of like a refreshing their spirit with your, sincerity and warmth. Um, what words of affirmation would they say to you right now, if they could? What words of affirmation would they say to you right now? I'd probably go. It feels like an act of service. I'm drawn to the knights in that case. Um, I would think they would say something like, "I admire your dedication and the care you put into everything you do. I think your strength, reliability are sources of great comfort and inspiration to me." Something like that. I think he admires that about you. Um, that dependency, the reliability, the emotional reliability, stability. Um, yeah. If their higher self could see you right now, I wonder what they want to say. I think that's the King of Wands, and I'd say, sort of embrace the adventure of life, and um, the spirit and the passion inspire me to chase my dreams and face the world with courage. I think that's the higher self message, and sometimes we you know we find it hard to sort of chase or listen to the higher truths of our soul, and so that's a really powerful message that we may circle back to, as his higher self communicates that to you. I would say. Um, what is it that they love about the certain characteristics of you? I'd say that the Nine of Cups and Ace of Cups comes to mind here, because I think combined they're sort of they're drawn to your emotional richness, right? This sort of sense of contentment and abundance, and your ability to sort of find and create happiness, and the way you openly share your feelings as well. I think they really love that about you. I think your joyfulness and emotional depth make you irresistible to them, I would say. And what do they physically love about you? I'd say that the Knight of Wands would be the card for that. I think they're likely captivated by your energy and the way you sort of manifests in your physical presence. Perhaps you have expressive eyes, or sort of dynamic smile. Maybe you have blue eyes. Um, but there's a sort of a confident way that you move. There's the physicality, is a kind of reflection of your inner fire, your zest for life, and I think they find that deeply attractive. And so, yeah, overall, I think that their energy reveals a sort of blend of steadfastness and dynamic passion. And I think they're seeking emotional depth and freedom from constraints at this time. They're attracted to your, joyful spirit, emotional generosity, and the sincere love that you offer. Um, I think this soulmate envisions get it out eventually, a shared sort of journey. I think, um, it's going to be filled with love and the sort of courage to face life's adventures together. So there is this sort of journey that's been reflected at that in this moment, and that you both have this desire to move, to explore, to journey, to take that leap together. Okay. All right, so let's take a look now at the union itself, okay, and the relationship, and some of the sort of dynamics that are at play there, okay. What's going to happen next? Let's see what the next sort of chapter in the evolution of the relationship is going to be next. So, the Page of Cups. So this is a sense of a new emotional beginning, or maybe an offer of love, maybe on the horizon, as suggested here. I think this could manifest as a deepening of an emotional understanding between the two of you, or a fresh perspective on how to address existing challenges, something like that. I think the Page of Cups here suggests an openness to exploring feelings and vulnerability, which could bring healing and renewal to the connection. Okay, um, when do they plan this sort of next step? Well, okay, so the world. I think this card symbolizes completion and fulfillment. So this could indicate that the next step may come after a significant period of growth, or when a certain phase in your lives reaches its natural conclusion, some sort of resolution potentially from what we experienced here. Um, yeah, I think the sort of timing is tied to achieving a sense of readiness or wholeness, suggesting a sort of holistic approach to the relationship's progression. Um, and so, why are they choosing to do the next step in this connection, in the relationship? What is it that's sort of motivating them to want to take the next step? The world, this card, symbolic. Sorry, the lovers. Beg your pardon. Um, this motivation behind the next step, I think, is a sort of a desire for deeper union and harmony, right? The lovers signify a choice made from the heart. When you compare that to the the devil, and it's the polar opposite, shall we say, the polar opposite of what he's currently experiencing, or on his way out of experiencing. Okay, so this is his motivation behind really wanting to make the union a reality, I would say. And it's about shared values. It's about connecting at that level, wanting to build something together, mutual respect, commitment, not just in the romantic sense. It's also about that sort of mutual growth and the happiness of both of you. Do you have a past life connection with this person? Um, okay, so we got the Three of Swords. So the presence of this card, I think maybe draw another one here. Okay, so all right, a little bit clearer now. Okay, so with the presence of these two cards, I think it might suggest that in the past life, the relationship encountered significant challenges or even heartbreak, I would say, and possibly due to a difficult decision, or maybe a situation that left the relationship in a state of uncertainty or stalemate. And so I think these experiences have likely imparted important lessons in the karmic insights that affect your connection in this lifetime. All right, so they will have an influence on the energetics of the union, for sure. And how do they affect you in this life? Well, the sort of lessons, as I said, that you've learned from the past life challenges here, that they're represented by these two cards. I think they've prepared you for a more conscious approach to resolving conflicts and sort of communicating effectively, as we can see, identified by the swords. I think, yeah, I think the presence of the world in this spread, I think it indicates that you both have the opportunity to complete a cycle of learning, and to achieve a sort of more fulfilling and harmonious connection in this lifetime. The Page of Cups is also, also with the lovers, I would say the Page of Cups with the lovers, I think it suggests that sort of approaching the relationship with an open heart, emotional sincerity, and you know that emotional sincerity is vulnerability. It's sharing truth, right? That could be some of the karmic lessons in the past that did not happen, and so that commitment to sort of mutually understanding each other will be, I think, key to navigating any challenges, and embracing the love and growth available to you both now, really. So yeah, so the energy I think surrounding the union, I think it speaks to a journey through healing from past wounds. I think it's making conscious choices from a place of love, embracing new emotional beginnings. The relationship is poised for a sort of a significant next step, and I think it's motivated by that sort of deep desire for unity and fulfillment, that we saw there. Those past life experiences, they may have introduced sort of challenges that have now become opportunities, if it will. opportunities for growth, deeper connection, all in this lifetime. And by fostering open communication, which is the key here, I think emotional openness and commitment to each other's happiness. I think this soulmate connection has real potential to evolve into a profound and harmonious relationship, I would say. What I'd love to explore now is the next spread, which is going to be focused on advice. Okay, so in the context of what we've seen here, what might be some of the sort of advice points that we can benefit from? So we have the Two of Cups, Justice, and one more, Three of Wands. Okay. Okay, so firstly, what do you need to know about this connection? All right, so this card, the Two of Cups, signifies a deep mutual attraction and an emotional connection. I think it's a reminder of the potential for a harmonious, balanced partnership based on mutual respect and understanding. That's what I always get from this card, is that sort of mutual acknowledgement, I, thou, and the sort of willingness to each of you to do your part for the greater good of the relationship, this emergent property that sort of emerges out of a healthy union. And the Two of Cups, indicates that this relationship is, or has the potential to be at least, a significant soulful connection. I think where both parties see and, like I said, appreciate each other's true essence. And it emphasizes the importance of open-hearted communication, emotional reciprocity in that as well. And so what's potentially something that's blocking this relationship from happening? Well, I think Justice here suggests that a lack of balance or fairness may be obstructing the connection at this time. This could manifest as sort of unresolved issues or disagreements that need to be addressed, potentially. The devil's in the detail. Or it might highlight the importance of honesty and accountability in resolving past conflicts. Okay, Justice calls for a clear assessment of the relationship dynamics, ensuring that both partners are treated with fairness, and that any decision that are made are just equitable and fair. I think it's possible that the sort of karmic lessons or the legal matters are also influencing the current state of the relationship. So there's a sort of lingering of a sort of unresolved matters potentially that could be blocking it, and so they would be to be resolved, I would say. So in terms of how do you bring this relationship into connection, how do you manifest this union? Well, I think the Three of Wands here encourages looking forward, planning for the future with optimism. I think to manifest this connection, it's important to set clear intentions about what you want the relationship to become, and to take sort of proactive steps towards those goals, I would say. The Three of Wands is about expansion and exploring new horizons together. It also suggests, I think, that being open to growth and new experiences will be crucial to the relationship. I think it also implies this sense of wise patience and long-term planning, understanding that meaningful connections develop over time. And I think this card also indicates that this relationship is or has the potential to be a significant soulful connection, and where both parties see and appreciate each other's true essence. And I think it emphasizes the importance of open-hearted communication and emotional reciprocity for me. And so what is something that may be blocking this connection at this time? I think that Justice suggests that a lack of balance or fairness may be obstructing the connection at this time. This could manifest as unresolved issues or disagreements that need addressing, or it might be highlighting the importance of honesty and accountability in resolving past conflicts. I think Justice calls for a clear assessment of the relationship's dynamics, ensuring that both parties are really
treated as with fairness, I would say, and that any decision made are just and equitable. It's possible that the sort of karmic lessons or the legal matters that we discovered here, they are also influencing the current state of the relationship and possible blocks. Okay, so how do you bring him and manifest him into reality? Uh, I would say that the Three of Wands is really encouraging to look forward and a sense of planning for the future with optimism. To manifest this connection, I think it's important to set clear intentions about what you want the relationship to become. So that's super important, I think, and to sort of take proactive steps, towards these goals. They're not just going to materialize for themselves. The visualization and the implementation are key aspects here. And I think the Three of Wands is about expansion, exploring new horizons together. And it suggests that being open to growth and new experiences will be crucial. I think it also implies there's an element of patience. Wise patience can be seen here, and sort of long-term planning. All right, you got to understand. I think that the meaningful connections, they develop over time and often require both partners to venture beyond their comfort zones potentially. Okay, and so in summary, I think this connection is marked by a powerful emotional bond and the potential for true partnerships. Okay, I think that's what the Two of Cups is telling us. But I think achieving balance and fairness is crucial to overcoming the current blockages that we expressed. So, to foster and manifest this relationship, I would focus on mutual goals, embrace expansion and new possibilities, and I think commit to dealing with any issues head on in a sort of just manner. By setting intentions for this balanced and equitable partnership, I think, and at the same time being open for growth and exploration, I think you pave the way for a deeply fulfilling connection, and that honors both the individuals and your true potentials. So take that as some advice that is coming through the cards here today. What I want to do now is bring in the element of divinity, if you will, or of messages of your angels, and see what they want to also bring into the relationship. And we'll do it with one card, one succinct message, and that is the card of the Three of Cups, this sense of celebration, community, and friendship. And so generally it's a card of celebration and joy, and it's a reminder to embrace joy and to celebrate life's blessings, really. And I think they're saying that, appreciate the connections that you share with others. And I think your guides are encouraging you to find happiness in your relationships today as they are now, and to recognize the value of true companionship and support. Okay, so I think it's a call to engage in social activities more, to nurture your friendships, and I'd say make time for laughter and fun. Don't lose sight of that. Your inner child will thank you for it. There's, also within the card, there's elements of community and support in that way. And it highlights the importance of community and the strength found in coming together with those who uplift and support you. And I think your guides want you to know that being surrounded by love and positivity from friends and loved ones provides this sort of foundation of emotional support that is invaluable, really. And I think it's an encouragement to lean into your social circle for comfort and joy, and not to forget that. Additionally, I think this card suggests that emotional fulfillment often comes from sharing experiences and celebrating life's milestones with others. It's a message that happiness is amplified when spread and shared. I think it's prompting you to seek and create opportunities for collective joy and celebration. All right, so that's the general message from the guides. And what I want to do now is cap the reading finally with the rune, and that will conclude your reading for today. If you have found this useful and insightful so far, before I get into what the message is from the rune, it would be great if you could drop a heart into the comments. This enables us to really track that it's having an impact and people are getting good value for it. So drop a heart into the comments, please. All right, and now for the rune stone. And as you may have heard me say multiple times in the past, there are no coincidences, and this rune card is symbolic of justice and victory, and it's sort of the warrior spirit. So the justice element right there is, again, no coincidence. All right, so this is the message coming through loud and clear. Um, yeah, Tiwaz is the name of this rune card, and it's associated with the god Tyr, who is known for their fairness and willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. All right. This rune advises you now to act with integrity and honor in your relationship. Okay. And your pursuits in general, I would say. Um, it underscores the importance of standing up to what is right and just, both in personal matters and in the wider context. It's a call really to align your actions with your highest principles and value, having that sort of through line, that integrity, that alignment. Okay, that Tiwaz also represents the warrior's path to victory, suggesting that the success in your endeavors, including this soulmate connection, I would say, may require determination, definitely some courage, and some perseverance. Okay, so it's that reminder again that challenges can be overcome with a sense of dedication, and a clear sense of purpose, and having that vision. On a deeper level, I think Tiwaz it's encouraging you to sort of embody the spirit of the spiritual warrior, who sort of battles not only the external challenges but also internal conflicts and doubts, but faces them head on. Yeah, so it's about really fighting for your truth, your soul's journey, sort of leveraging your strengths and convictions to navigate through life's inevitable battles. So yeah, finally, I would say that Tiwaz is a sort of a beacon. It's sort of guiding you towards your truth and your calling. And in the context of your soulmate connection, I think it suggests that clarity, honesty, and a commitment to what feels right will guide you towards a fulfilling, authentic relationship, really. And so, in closing this reading, I want to emphasize that the themes of justice, integrity, and the pursuit of victory through honorable means is resonating here. Okay, and so in relation to your future soulmate and the journey ahead, I think it encourages you to remain true to your values, to act with honor, and to persevere through challenges with courage, as there will be some challenges associated in particular with the blockages that we explored. So if you embody these qualities of the spiritual warrior, I think, and strive for what is just and true, you'll align yourself with the highest outcomes for your relationship and personal growth. And Tiwas assures you that victory and fulfillment are within reach when you commit to your path with conviction and integrity. And so that concludes your reading today. If you found this useful, again, please leave us that comment of a heart in the comments, just to let us know that this has resonated. But as always, thank you for being here. Much love. Take care.